Today is May 12th, 2017. I'm going to do a quick garden update. I'm here in the greenhouse. We still have a lot of tomatoes. I don't know if I'm going to plant out how many of these, but I was able to give a few to my brother last week, or this week. I potted up a few of these that were starting to get too big. $40 or so, well, maybe more like 50. I have those 4 and then these 2 trays, so that's at least 50 or more. Okay, so the tomatoes are doing good now. You can see the potatoes, man, they are just booming. This tomato plant was falling over, so I put this frame around it. We'll see how that goes. Man, I'm amazed with these potatoes here. Wow, they are really beautiful. Now looky here, can you see that? I finally got some watermelon sprouting. So I'm not sure about my seed, how good it is, but I've covered this bed, this little bed, with the watermelon, and you can see the nasturtium. It looks like it's going to make it. It looks pretty healthy. This one here, well, not doing so good. I mean, it's doing okay, but it's not. It needs better soil. There's actually not a lot of soil around this nasturtium. So some of these tomato plants seem to be making it, and there's still a couple. I hate to see this. These 2 tomato, well, at least this one needs to be replanted, but look, those back in there, that squash is starting to take off, and the sunflowers, and then that nasturtium looks like it may make it. These sunflowers, look at those. They are really, they're coming along. So, and I actually got a flower. So that's nice. A couple of little flowers in here. And I'll have a lot of marigolds. I think that's squash also. So the squash are starting to come out, and that's going to be beautiful. These peas look beautiful. I can't wait to pick a few. So I finally sprinkled some carrot seeds in among this area, and over there I had some squash that were popping up. So I went ahead and planted out a couple of squash over here. So I'm going to have, Lord willing, it looks like I'm going to have lots of squash. And look at this. This is mustard. So this mustard plant is going to seed, and you can see that mustard plant. These pole beans, and then there's a number of little sunflowers in there. I guess either I need to weed them or pot them up. Now finally I've got one pole bean that wants to grow. You see it? You see him here? Oh, two that are going up finally. So I'm going to get pole beans. You can see the mustard. That is so easy for me to grow in the cooler time, and it's actually pretty nice on sandwiches. Oh, look, the okra came up. Looky here. Wow. That's awesome. Because okra, you know, it doesn't really do good until the hot weather. And my corn, I don't really see anything on the corn. So we'll see if maybe that corn seed's not so good. These beans have been eaten on by something. They really like nibbling on my bean plants. And a few more tomatoes here. This mustard looks so beautiful. Now that's really thick. You know, I scattered a whole bunch of seed in there, and it looks like every piece of that seed germinated. Now these are in here. I have different lettuces that I planted. Look at that. That almost looks like well, it almost looks like radishes. Anyway, I did not label, but I had a number of lettuces that I just decided to plant. Oh, look at this. You see that? That is a walnut tree. So I've got 1, 2, I can see 2. Man, those squirrels just love to plant walnuts all through my garden. And you can see all the onions are going to flower. I'm going to have a ton of onion seed. So, and the garlic be harvesting soon. And see, the lettuce came up. Now in these 3 back here, yesterday it was kind of damp, so I planted some rosemary and thyme and parsley. So these 3, I planted rosemary, thyme, and parsley in these containers, and I planted basil again, since you can't have too much basil. It's supposed to be a real good plant to grow. And that's a lettuce in there coming up. And here. Okay. Of course, the oregano. Oh, this guy needs more water than it's getting. That lettuce, I need to harvest it or replant it in a bigger spot. Let me move this. Put it in the shade a little bit. Anyway, it's nice to see the lettuce. So I have a lot of leeks coming up. You know, I think this is, you know, I thought it was oregano, but it seems to be a mint. So that's not, that's dangerous. It seems to be a spearmint. Because that'll take over the whole bed. Well, if it does, I'll dig it out. But it doesn't have the strong odor that I would expect. Just a little bit. We'll see. Maybe with time it'll gain more. That's pretty much the front yard update. But I do have some apples, I think, in the apple tree. Let me show you. So, of course, I don't have this. Can you see that? There's a couple little apples there. But for the most part, I don't see a lot of apples in this tree. Maybe up high there I have a few. But down low, I'm not seeing apples. Well, anyway, I've got a few. And this tree here is an apple tree. And I don't see any fruit. So I'm not sure what to say about that tree. I may dig it out because I'm not seeing fruitfulness. Okay, that's how the garden's looking.